So we have here a Behringer mini mixer. It is a Flow8 Bluetooth controlled digital mixer. Nicely, I quite like Behringer stuff actually. It's quite well made. It looks, you know, looks pretty good to me. The one thing I don't know why they do it. They decided to power this from a micro USB, a B style connector, probably because of the age. But you know, surprise, surprise, it's failed, or it works if you lean on it apparently. But yeah, they're just not strong things, and if this is in a gigging environment, it's just, you know, not the way to do it, I don't think. But there you go, it's just convenience, I suppose. So likelihood is we're going to have to change that. I can't really see in there whether they probably have to get the microscope on it, but I suspect it's more a case of coming off the board a bit, so I'm hoping it hasn't ripped any tracks or anything like that. Otherwise it should be relatively straightforward, matter of heating it up and it should just drop out. So but we're probably going to have to take all these off, I imagine, all the knobs and switches. Okie dokie, here we go. So you're never quite sure when you do this how many are actually going to prevent the case from coming apart or not, like these screws holding the sliders on here. Are they attaching it to the case or not? Probably. But it's one of those things sometimes where you can take things apart and find that things drop inside, which is fun. But basically just keep going and until it all submits. So get all those washers off, keep them safe over there for the minute. And next thing, I think we'll go for the XLRs. They're definitely attached to the case. Just one second, oh yeah, okay, yeah, yep. Keep going on those. I mean, I could use the electric screwdriver for this, but it's not really too many. Right. I'll keep going on this off camera if you don't think you need to see all that. So after about a million screws, we are finally in here, looking at the board here, and yeah, nicely laid out and everything. Now the only thing is, of course, getting this off. There is a ton of things nearby that I don't want a load of heat getting into and melting, such as XLR connectors. So I do my best to protect those, and obviously we focus the heat on the area anyway, but yeah, there it is, there's the culprit. So there we have the old one off the board, and it's not too bad. You I mean, I heated this from the top. I protected the surrounding connectors so and components so they don't float off or melt or anything like that, because there's a lot in close proximity there. Anyway, so that's off, and just tidy up the pads, clean everything up, and then it should be a case of just popping a new one on. I mean, obviously I prefer to solder back on with the microscope on there, and you just need the tiniest amount of solder really, but never be afraid to use flux. because you can always clean it up. It does no harm and it just helps everything flow nicely. But when you do take these off, just be patient, take your time. It does take a while to get enough heat in the board. You can add leaded solder or low melt solder, which helps with the process as well. But yeah, a little bit of patience. So we are all nicely cleaned up here. That's actually the new connector sitting on there, and it's sitting nice and snug to the board. And we just need to do the scary bit now, which is soldering it back on. So I mean, just don't put too much solder in there is basically the rule. There are tiny legs, but you can put a good blob of a good flux in there, and that will help everything flow. And as long as you're careful, even if you do bridge anything, you can rectify it with some wick. So but I will be doing this under the microscope because that's too small for my poor little eyes. Well, this is a turn up for the books, my friends. I used the customer's power pack with appropriate USB-B on the end, plugged it in, and guess what? Nothing. And then I thought, just out of curiosity, I'll do what he said he was doing and lean the connector down very slightly, and lo and behold, it springs into life. And then I plug in my own lead from my own power source, and it works perfectly. So after all of that, all of the work stripping this down, I can laugh, kind of. There was nothing wrong with the board or the connector at all. It was the lead, and hence it requires a new power pack with new lead on the end. I could have saved myself a lot of bother there, couldn't I? Why didn't I test it with my own lead to start with? I suppose the thing is, you kind of assume it's always the socket. Often on phone charging sockets, that's what the problem normally is. But there you go. So it was the other end. There you go. So anyway, at least we know what's going on, and he can get himself a new power pack, and away we go. But now I have the fun job of sticking it all back together. So lovely. So here it is in all its glory, all lit up, all perfectly happy. Yeah, as I said in the last bit, it'll just have to replace the whole thing really. Unfortunately, it's molded in there, so it's not as if you can just swap the lead, unfortunately. But yeah, so there we go really. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. I mean, obviously these things are a bit of an education, you know, we're always learning, and you know, obviously I could have saved myself an awful lot of time, but then I suppose on the other hand, I worked out how it all came apart and had a look inside, and that can be useful, I suppose, as if I haven't got enough to do. Anyway, but yeah, at least we've got a solution. It'll all be fine. So anyway, thanks for watching. As I say, please like and subscribe as usual, and join in the comments if you like, and we'll see you on the next video. Cheerio.